Hi guys, today I'm at one of the largest parks in Bangkok, and I'm going to be walking through and slowly speaking so that you can absorb new English words, new grammar structures, and new phrases. Pay attention as I go on because it's going to get more and more difficult. At first, I'm going to speak as I would to a beginner, and by the end, I'll be speaking as if I was talking to one of my friends. So take note of when you start to struggle to understand what I'm saying, and maybe write notes for yourself about words I'm using and key grammar structures that you don't understand. So without further ado, good luck. Let's walk around this park. You can see that the entrance area is extremely beautiful. You've got this statue of, I believe, an old military commander. To the left, we have the BTS SkyTrain and the skyline going all the way around the park. There'll be plenty to see and talk about as we try to make our way from this side of the park to the other side. And even though it's only 7 a.m., there's already lots of people here. Okay, so here we are at our first real view in the park, next to this huge old tree with all these branches exploding out of it. All around us, the birds are chirping, welcoming the new day. And if we come to the edge of the water here, we can already see a lizard swimming towards us. These are called monitor lizards. They look like Komodo dragons or dinosaurs, but they're not aggressive. They're actually quite peaceful to watch. I honestly come and watch them like some old men sit around and watch the birds. We shouldn't feed them though. Over to our left, we've got some palm trees dipping down into the water. And across the pond, some surprisingly tall buildings because we're right in the middle of the city. And here you see some boats that are swan-shaped, perfect for people that come to the park on dates. I've never ridden in one of these, but I really want to. I've always wanted to take a paddle boat, is what they're called, a paddle boat, out on the water. Just seems like a lot of fun as long as you don't flip it over. And across the water, we have some old historic structure there, or at least built in a historic style. So we'll have to go over there and investigate what that is. Oh, and we have a pigeon approaching us already. You can see they're not scared at all. My foot's right here. He's right there, walking by me like he owns the place. And I guess he does. It's more his park than mine, right? It's nice how here in Thailand, the parks are full of benches that are actually quite comfortable. I'm always surprised. These things, they don't look great. They don't look nice to sit on, but I don't think I've ever sat on a bench or a seat in a park in Thailand and not felt like I could stay there forever. Oh, and to our left, we missed this huge fountain spraying up. That's quite nice. And in the background, we have new construction already. You always see that in Bangkok. The jungle next to the skyscrapers, next to the new buildings, next to the old. Anywhere you look, you see these four things. And the fifth thing you see is lots and lots of people. Even at a park at 7 a.m., I had to come over here just so I wouldn't be surrounded by lots of people running, walking, playing badminton. A lot of activities going on here already. Mainly retirees, I think, who come here to start their day. I haven't seen any other foreigners though. I think they're all still asleep. I've decided to cut across here simply because I don't see many people besides these older folks practicing Tai Chi. But the main paths on this park have dozens of people on them, running in groups and solo. But over here, it's just the crows. And this strange building. Some red and black polka dotted, I'm not sure what it is. Probably something for kids. Tell me what you guys guess that might be. But there are so many strange buildings in these parks. Old cafes that are closed, government buildings. There's a whole gym over there in this park. Almost anything you could think of. Oh, I was right. Lumpini Park Children's Library. See? A library in the park. They really do have everything. And here, some kind of broadcasting tower, probably to play the national anthem or to make announcements. But otherwise, these are the more quiet areas of the park where it's just trees and birds. And no one really sits out here for some reason. I feel like in Thailand, people use the parks less to like have picnics in the grass and more to run or walk around or just sit on a bench and have some time outside after work. So I don't see people playing sports in the park, for example. I don't think I've ever seen people in a Thai park throwing a frisbee or kicking a soccer ball around or anything like that. Maybe it's not really allowed because it would make the park so much louder and less peaceful. The most fun thing in this park, though, is probably the cats. We have a fine gentleman right here, minding his business. He's noticed me already. Do you see him? This little yellow cat here. I guess this is his kingdom, his area. Nice to meet you. Anything to say to our viewers? Guess not. He's quiet today. In this park, you can always find a new path to a new area. I've been here many times and somehow I've never come and noticed this strange island of architecture in the middle of the pond. Or, wow, this interesting sculpture here. Looks a bit like a compass or a gyroscope. And I think that's what the crows are arguing about. Look, they're literally standing there and talking to each other. And over here, we have more Tai Chi going on. More Chinese yoga in the park. Though I don't know if calling it Chinese yoga is really accurate. I'm just trying to explain it in the simplest English I can, but you probably recognize it. The Chinese or Thai people doing Tai Chi in the park is now world famous. Even my dad does it back in America in the mornings. It's spread all over the world. Oh, look, another cat over here. I wonder what he's up to. Walking very gracefully. So I guess I'm gonna cross this plain over here because it's so quiet and empty. Oh, and here another cat, fast asleep. The only one still sleeping in this park. I don't want to wake him up. He looks so peaceful. I wish I slept like that, right? It's funny, guys, today I was planning to sleep in, but my body woke me up early, randomly. And so I thought, this is the perfect day to shoot this video. If I'm already up at 5 a.m., I might as well get on the train, go to the park, and speak some English to myself for my viewers. It had to be early because later in the day, this place gets really crazy. I'm talking hundreds of people on every path. It feels like a festival or a parade ground. You can imagine, right, if it's like this now. I'm curious, do you guys have parks like this in your home country? I've been to parks in the US, France, Germany, Macedonia, Japan, and I would say that these parks in Thailand are probably my favorite because I can feel truly relaxed here, whereas the parks in Japan are so neat and tidy. I feel like I'm just there to look at things, not to hang out or relax. The parks in America, though, you mainly use them to play sports, and I like that, right? You actually go to do something there. It's built for baseball and frisbee and kids playing tag. So it's really a kids-based thing, right? You don't see adults just hanging out in the park, but I suppose that's probably different if we think about the closest thing to this park we have in America, which would be Central Park in New York City. Wow, we have a lot of animals over here. A really big crane or stork. Oh, he's got something. Having his breakfast already. His friend there beside him. You can tell they're used to people being around. They barely pause when I walk up, even though I'm talking. Oh, and over here, another one of these lizards. You see, guys, they're everywhere. Now, the story that I heard is that they weren't always here, right, in the middle of the city. They were introduced to deal with a rat problem, but I never see them hunting rats, so I don't know if that's really true. All I know is I'm happy they're here. They really add a lot to the park, make it feel a bit wilder, a bit more Thailandish. There he is, gliding by in the sunlight. So you know that lizards are cold-blooded, right? So they wake up with the sun and start getting active as their blood warms up. You can almost see it, right? It looks like he's doing his morning swim, loosening his muscles, getting ready for action. Sadly, I don't actually know what they eat. I've never seen them hunting. Actually, I've seen them being hunted. I've seen the birds bothering them a lot. Birds will come by and like claw at their heads. Probably because they eat bird eggs. It seems like a thing a huge lizard would eat. Oh, and there's another one. I wonder if they're territorial, meaning I wonder if the lizards fight each other for space. Because there are quite a lot of them, and you see them swimming by each other just a few meters away. It's hard to guess how many are in this park. It could be 10, it could be 100, I really couldn't tell. because the park is so big, they have room to spread out, and they obviously can hide. But there's another one far off in the distance there. Man, it must be more than 10 if there's 3 just in this one body of water I walked up to. I haven't even mentioned what I came here to look at, this Chinese pavilion. Quite nice, though it looks like they're still building something around it. Last time I was here, there was a gigantic one-piece ship, you know, from the anime One Piece. So my general goal today is to try to find that for you guys and show that off, because when I was here, it had a 4-hour line to get in. So that's our next stop, hopefully. I barely made it 5 steps before I had to make another stop, because look at this. Can you guess what this is? It's a sundial. You've probably seen it in books or shows. In the past, they used this to tell the time, right? This stands up, and the sunlight casts a shadow, and the position of that shadow tells you what time it is, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It looks just like the clocks we use now, and I'm sure the clocks we use now are somewhat based on this design, but it's a classic thing to see in a garden or a park. But the fact that it's made from the statue of a bird makes it much more unique. Really cool. I never noticed that before. I don't think I've seen a large sundial in my whole life. Maybe just a small model of one in someone's garden, but I've never seen a really ancient looking sundial. Really cool if you like history. Now here's an interesting sight. I hope you guys don't get bored because I'm just filming so many lizards, but looks like this guy has swum his way into this little dam or construction area here with some fish. And he's thinking about climbing out or hunting one of those pigeons, I don't know. But he's clearly thinking about something. Maybe he doesn't like being stuck here, but this lizard has lived here so long, I'm sure he knows that this would happen. Oh look, yeah, now he's climbing out, snaking his neck over the wood. Oh yeah, he's definitely not stuck. He's climbing out easily. Well, not totally gracefully, but he's making his way. And there he goes, swimming back out onto the pond. And the birds don't seem bothered, so it must be that he doesn't eat them. I mean, I don't see how he could catch them anyway. These lizards don't seem to be that fast on land, but I've never been chased by one, so maybe they're capable of actually very high speeds. I wonder what this is. Are they building another bridge, or I don't know. Only in Bangkok would you have a giant clock tower under construction, done in an ancient Thai style. What looks like a karate or kung fu master meditating in the grass. And then an insanely busy street with a gigantic mall right on the edge. And right beside it, a luxury high-rise. And down below here, some kind of weird, oh yeah, Chinese zodiac statue thing, right? You can see the different zodiac symbols there. There's so much to take in that I barely know what to film. I feel like I could comment on almost everything I see. From the yellow blossoms falling everywhere, to all the kids hanging out, even though maybe they should be at school. There's a lot going on. I think I'm finally starting to understand the behavior of these lizards. They swim around the edge looking for something to eat, right? Because other animals hang out at the edge. Things like frogs, maybe birds' nests, maybe small fish. I can't imagine they're only eating plants, right? They're clearly hunters. And isn't that cute? It looks like these two are hunting together. Though this one is eyeing me like he might be hunting me. Even though it's really elegant the way he's, swimming through the flowers. He even has some flowers stuck there on his snout. But I think they basically swim laps around the edge, looking for birds or who knows, hopefully not those cats. I'm kidding though. Those lizards would not have a chance against those cats. Bangkok street cats are very tough. As tough as this bird here is elegant and beautiful. Look at him. I always admire the work ethic of birds like this. They do nothing but walk around all day poking at prey with their beak. Sometimes poking in the dirt, just hoping to find a worm, but not actually finding it, right? They just keep going. Certainly not a lazy animal. Unlike the lizards or lions, which, do just hang around. I think that's a difference, right? Hunting predators like lions and tigers need to rest a lot. Whereas something like a cow that's always walking around eating never gets to rest, but then it never has to work really hard either. Just like people, right? Those are two different types. I think I'm the second one. This guy's just hanging out though. Waiting for something. Waiting for his mate or a fish to poke its head. Oh, he almost got scared, but not all the way. I bet a lot of lizard hunting goes on underneath this bridge. That would be the perfect lizard hangout spot or lair if you were a lizard. Let's go toward that weird statue over there. As I make my way along this river, I want to do a quick vocabulary check with you guys, just to make sure we have all the basics down. So I'm walking or strolling through the park along the river bank. I can see the reflection of the trees in the water. And over here, there's some aquatic plants growing over by the cement or concrete bench. And over there we have a aeration machine that's pumping oxygen into the water next to the bridge. But all around us are lots of trees in full bloom with their verdant green leaves. And deep in this water, there's probably some fish scavenging for food in the bottom silt in the water. And where we're headed is this strange art installation that's been installed here in the park for people to enjoy and think about. What does it look like to you guys? To me, it looks like a baby that's sort of launching itself off of a ramp or a staircase, but it's missing its head. You see there's some foam or scum in the water. I think that means it's a bit dirty, but I could be wrong. It could be something organic causing those bubbles to form. Did you understand all those words? Those are the basics you're gonna need if you wanna walk in the park and talk all day like me. Yeah, so I guess I'm kinda right. It's either a baby or a kind of chubby woman running up some stairs and leaping off and taking flight like a bird. I'm sure that statue is named something like Triumph or Explosion of Life, right? Because it symbolizes something like that. It symbolizes energy and movement and progress. Somehow a coconut has made it here. Who knows if that coconut was dropped by a tree or if someone was just here eating a coconut, because they sell coconuts everywhere here in Bangkok. You can always find a coconut if you're thirsty. A fresh one too, chopped up by a machete. But can we find a way across? No, we can't. Look, this bridge is closed. That's a shame too. This bridge looks really simple and solid. I can't believe we can't use it. I would trust it, but I'm not a civil engineer, so what do I know? Looks like someone's broken into this tree, right? They plastered it shut. Maybe a bear came by and smashed through to steal some honey or something. Or a Canadian tourist wanted to grab some maple syrup. I don't know, what do you guys think? Oh, wow. This has basically gone from an English video to a nature documentary because look, we have a really young lizard here. You can tell he's more careful than the big ones. He's a little more scared. Looks like he's gonna climb this tree, right? Because at the top of these trees, he's safe from everyone and anything. But then right beside him, what do we see? I think that's a turtle, right? And here they are, peacefully coexisting, getting along, or at least not fighting each other. I would walk forward, but I don't want to send them both running off, you know? Let them enjoy their mornings as I'm enjoying mine. But I thought I should show you guys because here in the park, we're seeing the whole cycle of life. We're seeing crows eating trash, tourists dropping trash, turtles coming up out of the water, lizards, new lizards learning to hunt, old lizard couples hunting together. We're seeing it all. And we're seeing guys running with really loud sets of keys. So I just sat down on this bench to take a rest, but I can't take a rest because I immediately see another lizard couple. They were enjoying a snack actually. Looked like he was eating a fish, but he finished it as soon as I walked up. And up here, a tragic story. A child's kite was stuck in the tree and now is stuck here, flying forever. Kind of beautiful though, it looks like it's just hovering there. And in the background you guys hear announcements telling people to throw their trash away and respect the park. The trouble is I think most people just don't listen to announcements like that. They zone it out. So I don't know how much good it does. But it's better than nothing because clearly most people in this park follow the rules. You don't see much trash. You don't see people bringing pets in. Do you guys remember earlier when I said we can see the whole cycle of life in this park? Well, doesn't this lizard look pregnant? None of the others had a belly anywhere near this size, so I think she must be. And that's why she's laying around here taking it easy in one of the more relaxed areas of the park, you know? She's not swimming around in the big pond hunting. She's taking her morning slowly as pregnant women should, I suppose. Also, I really love this bridge, right? Kind of out of nowhere, that's like a more traditional Thai architecture style. Thank goodness, guys. I found the information board that we need to know everything about these lizards. So, predominantly black body covered with scales. Its tongue is long. We already knew that, but here's a fancy word. Bifurcated. That means split into two, like a snake's tongue. So the species is both a predator and a scavenger. It regulates populations of smaller animal species and eats decomposing animal carcasses. Okay, so it eats stuff that's already dead and hunts smaller animals like mice and fish, probably. Let's see about that. It preys on a wide variety of small organisms, such as worms, centipedes, birds, chickens, frogs, misspelled, toad, fish, turtles, snakes, and rodents. Yeah, so it pretty much eats everything, and happy to say, it is in the area of least concern in terms of threat assessment, meaning there's plenty of them, they're not dying out. Isn't that a relief? But I think we could have guessed that by the fact we see one every 30 feet when we walk here. So obviously, they're doing okay. Imagine, guys, if the world collapsed, how many there would be here. I feel like Bangkok would be taken over by them completely, and it would become a city of lizards. But maybe that's just a fantasy fan in me, who knows? Okay, I would normally, because I'm a bit tired, but I saw this random footpath sides by these nice little palm trees, and I thought, I have to go down this way because these little random areas are where you see the most interesting stuff, such as not just 2 of the largest lizards I've ever seen, but 3 hanging out over here, heading for the water. I'm not sure where this path ends, but we'll find out together. We might call this a promenade, a raised path by the water, called a promenade. It's a fancy word. And look at this, here on this random path we found a water garden protected by this long-billed fellow. Now, I don't see these plants anywhere else, so I guess they grow them just here. I don't know why. Maybe just to have this beautiful area, or maybe they do move them to the ponds and rivers later on, or maybe they sell them, or maybe they're just here for the crows to enjoy. I really couldn't guess. All I know is these are the healthiest crows I've ever seen. Their hair and feathers look better than mine. They're shiny and glossy. There's plenty of food for them to get around here, I guess. They probably fly all around the city and just return here to enjoy. Oh, and a couple of little construction blocks. Who knows what those were for, or how long they've been sitting there. I'm guessing they were used to make the waterways or something. Maybe they're building something else, because look, this is all unused land. They could expand the park here. Wow, look at this knot of roots in this tree. It almost looks like a sculpture, doesn't it? And with that, guys, we've reached a very strange exit of the park. Clearly not the main exit, but I got here somehow anyway. So I'll leave you with this. I used some really difficult language today, but if you check the subtitles, you'll be able to look up those words and with context understand everything I said. Every time I used a difficult word, I made sure it was in a sentence that would sort of tell you what the word meant if you paid attention and referenced what I was pointing at or looking at. And that's the key with these videos. Because you know I'm in a park and you can see what I'm pointing at or pointing the camera at, it's very easy to figure out almost every word I say. So, if you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you thought. Let me know what other kind of video you would love to see if you're learning English, and have a great day. I'm gonna go get in some air conditioning, get a drink, and relax after this long video shoot in the sun. See you next time.